Welcome to the Magoosh IELTS podcast. This is Lesson 8. In this episode, you're going to hear dialogue containing the vocabulary words that your teacher Eliot defined in Vocabulary Lesson 3. These are 4 words all related to weather: chilly, muggy, balmy, and sleet. If you haven't listened to episode 3 yet, you might want to listen to that first so that you know the definitions of these words. I'll put a link in the show notes. Also, check out the show notes to get your free download, the IELTS vocabulary list, which contains these words and others that you'll find on the test. Plus, visit IELTS.magoosh.com for more great resources to improve your IELTS band score. Okay, let's get started. Listen to this dialogue between Maya and Gabrielle as they talk about learning to surf. See if you can pick out the 4 IELTS vocabulary words as you listen.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot the past few weeks?
What?
I think it's time for us to properly learn how to surf.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to actually be able to surf. I really enjoyed that surf lesson we had in San Diego. I've wanted to surf since I was in high school, but since I've never had my own car, it's always seemed impossible to get a surfboard to and from the beach.
Well, my new place is so close to the water, we could probably just walk with our boards.
That's true. So is that what made you decide that now is the time to finally learn to surf for real?
Well, yeah, first of all, we're so close to the beach. It's not like in Oregon. Back then, we'd have to plan a whole weekend trip just to get to the coast.
Yeah, who has the time for that? Especially when the beaches are always so chilly. Like, it's not fun to hang out on the beach when it's cold, and I don't want to have to wear a full wetsuit just to get in the water.
Right. Do you remember the last time we went out to the Oregon coast? It was literally pouring down rain and sleet. The road was so icy, I thought we'd never even make it to the beach.
Yeah, that definitely made surfing seem way less appealing to me.
Right? Anyway, yeah, so now that we've been blessed with a house close to the beach and such beautiful balmy weather, I think we should learn how to surf for real.
That makes sense. It's just intimidating to start something new, I guess. I hate being a beginner. Once I tried to learn how to ice skate, but I got really frustrated because there are all these little kids there who are extremely good, and I could barely stand up. It's just sort of embarrassing to be surrounded by people who are much better than you at the activity you're doing.
Yeah, I feel the same, but I think we really need to learn how to be okay with not being perfect at everything. That's the only way to learn new skills. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. So where do we start?
Well, this weekend definitely isn't the time. Have you noticed how weird the weather has been?
Yeah, it's kind of strangely humid and overcast all of a sudden. Isn't there a word for that?
Yeah, it's muggy. So the reason it went from being super hot and sunny to actually kind of chilly, and then overcast but hot and humid over the course of 2 days, is because there's a tropical cyclone coming in from the north this week.
Oh, I just remembered that Colin texted me last night to say that he couldn't sleep because it was so muggy up north where he's working this week. I haven't heard that word used a lot before, but I guess it's typical cyclone weather. Anyways, he also said that he's annoyed he has to be at work when the surf is so good down south right now.
Yeah, exactly. So what's happening is that this cyclone is coming in from the ocean and heading down the coast this weekend. And that creates these special winds, which I guess makes the surf really huge. Everyone's heading down south to the surf right now. And apparently these weather conditions only happen once every 10 years or something.
Okay, I see. So there are some super special waves coming in right now, but they're probably too big for beginners like us.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think I'd be able to get all the surfing gear together by this weekend anyways. So the cyclone doesn't really make a difference.
True.
But it is nice to have some overcast days for once. Not that I don't love the sunshine and the balmy beach weather, but it becomes kind of old after a few months. Plus, I feel like I've been getting sunburn every time I go outside.
For sure. Well, maybe we can try and find some surfboards next week. I'll be done with summer school after Thursday.
Before we find out the rest of Maya and Gabrielle's surfing plans, let's pause for a word from Magoosh.
Thanks, Naomi. Do you want a great IELTS score? Well, guess what? Magoosh can help. Here's how. We have in-depth video lessons that cover IELTS concepts, pitfalls, and shortcuts. Over 200 practice questions to help you prepare. 24/7 email access to a team of smart and fun remote tutors ready to answer your questions. So, Are you ready to improve your score and get into your dream program? Great! We're ready to help. Visit us at IELTS.magoosh.com. That is IELTS.magoosh.com. Use coupon code IELTS Podcast, that's one word, no spaces, to save 20% off your IELTS test prep. That's it. All right, now back to the story.
Well, maybe we can try and find some surfboards next week.
Okay, that sounds good. I think my aunt might have some extra ones at her house, actually.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I have no idea how much a surfboard costs, but I assume they're not cheap.
Yeah, I definitely saw at least one board the last time I was over at her place. And even if she only has one, we could probably borrow that one and then just split the cost of the second board.
Great, that works for me. Okay, so do you think that we'll need wetsuits? The water here is pretty warm, but I assume it gets chilly when you're out in the water for a few hours at a time.
I don't think I've seen anyone in wetsuits. You probably stay warm from the physical activity. Remember how it was in San Diego? The water wasn't all that warm, but you're moving constantly, so it's not a problem.
You're right. I probably will have to buy a one-piece swimsuit, though. My bikini is fine for swimming, but it's probably not the best for getting knocked around in the waves.
Yeah, okay. Let's go look for swimsuits this weekend. Wow, my hair is so frizzy today. This humidity is really too much for me.
I kind of like that it's muggy. It reminds me of when I was in Bali. But also, I don't have to deal with the frizz because my hair's in braids. So I guess it's not as much of a problem for me.
What would you say is your favorite kind of weather?
I think it really depends. I just like variety. Obviously, a mild, balmy climate is the best, but like I said before, even that gets old after a while. And actually, I don't mind bad weather. It feels so nice and cozy to stay inside when there's really nasty rain or sleet.
Ugh, but sleet is the worst. You don't drive, so you don't know what it's like to have to deal with the roads being icy. It's terrible.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But you don't even have a car right now. Anyways, I don't think the weather will even get that bad here in the winter. We're too far south.
Yeah, that's why I moved here.
That was a very good call. Okay, so this weekend we'll get swimsuits and you ask your aunt about the surfboards.
Sounds perfect. So do you think we should, take lessons?
Yeah, I think if I just tried to go out into the water without any instruction, I wouldn't actually be able to surf at all. I just don't remember how to do it. And plus, if we learn with bad form, it will make things more difficult later.
Okay, yeah, you're right. How much do you think lessons cost?
No idea. How about I'll look into that and you try to get us the boards.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan. I'm so excited that we're finally going to learn how to surf. I think this could be really great.
Yeah, I've always wanted to surf. I just never made the commitment before. But I think we're finally ready. Plus, we can support each other through the difficult beginning part. It's always nice to have a friend to learn new skills with. I'm so glad you want to do this with me.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
So, what did you think? If you need more practice, check out the description below with links to the resources we mentioned. Happy studying!